last year, DCAT, you announced a 60 million euro investment in GLP-1 capacity in Marenx, and this year, a similar sized investment in HPAPI at Corpello Carioli. Beyond the scale, what connects these investments strategically?
Look, I think what's important for us as an organization is to get a good sense of what's going on in the marketplace, right? So what we try and do is understand what are the trends. We're talking to customers regularly, almost every day, and we're trying to get a sense of what it is that patients are looking for in the future. So the drugs, the medicines that are being developed at the moment, they're typically in the GLP-1 space or in the highly potent space. And these are some of the most effective medicines, most efficacious medicines known to mankind. And these are driving our investment strategy. So we invest with a view of what's coming in the next few years, and we know both these spaces are very exciting. That's what drove our investment in GLP-1s last year, and that's what's driving our investments in HPAPI at the moment.
Scaling highly potent ADC manufacturing is a notoriously challenging endeavor. Can you just talk a little bit about what should pharma companies be looking for in a CDMO to be confident that they can deliver on these complex programs?
Yeah, of course. And we know that these are complex areas and ever increasing levels of complexity, which, for a partner who's partnering with us, it's something that we've been able to demonstrate in the past. So track record is the key thing here. We have done this for several decades now across many different types of molecule types. We are very, very used to dealing with these high levels of containment and the control and the complexity it brings with the development of these molecules, and then also the manufacture of these molecules as we go on to the supply chain.
Arul, my understanding is that Axplora has continually been investing in their ADC platform at Le Mans. How does this move you closer to a truly integrated offering, and where does it make the biggest difference for customers?
So I think you're referring probably to the recent press release that we made around the lyophilization capabilities. So just a bit of background on Le Mans. Le Mans is our center of excellence. It's around an hour from Paris. It's our center of excellence for ADCs. It's an area where we've invested quite a while ago. We were one of the early ones. So we've done highly potent molecules there for around 30, 35 years. And when the first ADCs came out around 20 years or so ago, we were already well entrenched in the space. So that allowed us the opportunity to start quickly and build expertise and to use that expertise to produce some of the first ADCs that were out in the market. That allowed us also now to have built a track record. So today there are 14 commercial molecules that the FDA has approved, and Axplora is fortunate to be in the supply chain for 6 of them. So we've had an opportunity really to learn, build expertise, to transfer that expertise to our partners, to basically provide these very highly efficacious, tailored therapies to patients. So that's given us quite an offering that we're proud of. Our employees are proud of it. Our partners are proud of it. And this is something that we continue to keep building. We've just invested in a new workshop last year. And beyond the workshop now, we've also expanded the offering to lyophilization capabilities. So now we offer the payload, the bioconjugation on this site. This is something that we hear, especially in the clinical space. We know there are around 600 odd molecules that are in development in the ADC space today. And this is something we're hearing constantly from our customers that they are expecting of us. And so we're delivering on that.
Marian, as molecules become more complex, Thailand, they tend to stretch it out a little bit. Can you just talk about how are you helping customers accelerate development without increasing risk?
So that's one of the key things that we've talked about here. This is a lot of the time we're doing clinical supply. So it's critical that clients can get those drugs to the patient as quickly as possible. That's why we've just got to be really flexible at the different scales that we offer. This is not just about putting assets on the ground. You have to have the capabilities that go around them. That's why it's so important for us to make sure that we've got the people with the knowledge, the track record, the expertise, because they can get these things done quickly. They've got the experience. They've seen things happen in the past. They can quickly fast forward by them. And that's where we come to talk about partnership, because this isn't just someone coming to us and saying, please can you make a widget? This is a really complex molecule that we're trying to develop together. So we're not just taking the knowledge that the customers bring, we're also bringing our knowledge to the table. And that's why we're able to create really good programs of work to get the product to the customer as quickly as possible, to get it into that clinical supply chain. It's so important when you're going through these process characterization, validation campaigns, to make sure that you've got that confidence that when you come to the final inspection, where you're going to be successful if you're with us. You're going to have a robust molecule, you're going to have a robust inspection, and then you've got good line of sight to be able to expand the quantities that you need.
So many CDMOs are investing in HPAPIs and ADC manufacturing. What will separate the leaders 5 years down the line from the pretenders?
Yeah, I think that's a very relevant question. I think we think it's good, by the way, that there's so much investment going into this space, because we think these therapies are truly transformational. And I think these are going to make a big difference to patients' lives, to our, frankly speaking, to all our populations, our families in the future. So this is a very, very good thing. I think what's important, though, is really building up that track record, right? And I think this is what we were talking about earlier as well. Having a track record basically means we've been there, done that. We've seen some of the pitfalls. We've learned from that as well. We're constantly learning as we do these things. We have now today a broad base of molecules that we have touched and experienced, which means that we have learned various tricks of the trade that help us to be more successful. So I think the experience that you build over decades, the fact that you're able to bring some of that expertise to different modalities in ADCs, I think that's going to be very important as well. So for different types of highly potent molecules, but also I think the fact that the investments that you're putting in need to be tailored to what the market needs, right? Because we hear, of course, lots of investments. What could end up happening, especially with a very high level of investment in certain areas, without the track record and the expertise, you might find that capacity, we hope that's not the case, is not utilized. And I think what we try and do is we invest, we think, in a manner that is wise, i.e. we're looking to see what it is that customers actually need and do it accordingly, right? So it's very data-driven. And then it's about, once we make the decisions, it's about speed. So we really need to make sure these investments work. They work on time so that we can get, the quantities and the product that customers are looking for, so that patients can get drugs without delay.
When you say highly potent, we just mean so many different things. I think the thing that Axplora is trying to do, I know the thing that Axplora is trying to do is make the connectivity with these things. Not to have individual little bits of, is there a bit of payload? Are you focused on ADC? Is there a bit of cytotoxic? Is it just OEB5 containment that you need? Well, we can bring we can bring not just the high level containment, we can bring the low level containment molecules. So sometimes you've got those two stages as you go through. So we can do that really efficiently. We can scale up, and then we've also got the connectivity of being able to do technical work, analytical work, and the manufacturing piece. So the bit that we at Axplora are trying to make sure that we've got is not just assets, not just shiny things. We've got them connected together so they come as an offering. A customer does not want to go and shop around for all these little things. They want to be able to do them all in one place. It's that key part of the efficiency of the supply chain that we're really focused on all the time.